chat I did this evening on the way home. So, well, I'm farther home than when I first started. I went to Starbucks and I got the pink drink. I've had it before. I had some points, Starbucks points. I know some people are like, oh, no, Starbucks. I still go to Starbucks. And I'll tell you why. Because it's a local coffee shop in our town, and they have the better coffee. Because I've gone to the independent coffee shop, okay? And they just never, their coffee isn't as good. And there was one that was almost as good as Starbucks, but it still wasn't quite there. And Starbucks is just always consistent, and it's good. And now, like, they have a couple different plant-based vegan things that I like. They have a falafel wrap, which is really good. I mean, you can make those at home. But if you're on the go and you need something, falafel wrap, I highly recommend. And they also have like a little Beyond sausage like sandwich that sometimes I'll get. And I'll just get a coffee. But today, I decided to do something. I had tried the pink drink like a couple of years ago, actually. Yeah, it's been like 2 years since I had one. And I think it's good, honestly. One time, my sister and I went to Starbucks like a couple of years ago, and the barista just offered us this pink drink. She said somebody didn't want it, so we took it, and we decided to share it. She didn't like it because she thought it was going to be super sweet. But you know what I actually like about the pink drink? It's not that sweet at all. It's more just like subtle, and it had like these freeze-dried. You can make it yourself, like. I kind of want to DIY it. And I've made something kind of similar where you just take like juice and a little bit of coconut milk. Not bad. But anyway, it was just fun. I'm doing good. How are you? It was just really fun, like to get a little pink drink after work. And I'm walking home. And I want to talk about creativity again. Because this morning, when I was talking about creativity, I think walking in the morning, I like to do those live streams, but it's a little difficult because you kind of have to look at the chat very precisely to see what's happening, apparently, because there seems to be a little bit of a problem in YouTube chat. Like, there are certain words that just seem to go through a filter. Like, they don't, like, you literally have to go in on YouTube and put these words in to filter them out. Whereas, like, when I've done, like, lives on TikTok, those things don't go through as much. I've just noticed that. But it depends on how you're going live. Like, if you do a horizontal live with your computer, there doesn't seem to be as much of that. But when you go to vertical live, I've noticed that, yes, you get more comments like those, like just kind of zany, a little bit off the wall, a little bit wacky comments, really, because nobody needs to hear. And then, anyway, that's beyond the point. Creativity. Why do I think creativity is important? And it's more important than like being famous or just selling a product to make money? Because I know some people think, ooh, if they make a lot of money or they're really famous, hi, how you doing? That's the best thing that they could do with their time. But I don't think so, because a lot of people are like, they achieve that fame and they make a lot of money, but they're not doing something that they really love. So I would rather just create because I love it. And I love doing painting lives. Like, maybe I don't get thousands and thousands of views on everyone, but they're so much fun to do. And they're so enjoyable. And to me, I'm all about the cozy, happy content. Not like the let's be influencer content. Because that era is kind of coming to an end, really. Like I've said before, there are big YouTubers that I follow. But the big YouTubers I follow, they're not like the cookie cutter influencer people. Like, they are always a little bit unique in a way, and they're a little bit more, I don't know, unscripted. Like, they're not just there to like tell some story. Because I think when somebody's just telling a story, that's not really for me. I like to see real life. I like to see people that use social media in a way to be uplifting, to educate, and to entertain, but in a real life kind of way, not in a scripted, fake kind of way. Because when you script a little bit a little bit of fakery going on, and I'm just never been a fan of that. Like, I shy away from it. So, like, there's even hair channels that I follow, and some people might think, oh, they're really super scripted, but the couple of hair channels that I really like, the people who run those channels, like, they are big channels, but they're a little bit more real. Like, they do things that the typical influencer wouldn't do, because the typical influencer, they just want to sell a lot of products. They want to, maybe, I don't know, some of them might want to be a movie star one day. And the people I follow, I don't think they're doing those things. They're just sharing, like, something in their daily life. So I follow a couple different channels. Like, I've followed a couple different hair channels. I've followed just, like, art channels, cooking channels. And I like to share things that make me feel inspired. So one thing I am thinking that I really need to do is just focus on painting when I go home, because I'm always saying, I'm going to paint more. And I really have to get in the zone to paint. Like, I really have to kind of motivate myself to paint. I'm not like other people who can just sit down and do it. Like, I really have to kind of get myself to do these things. Reason being is because I like to have a clean house. And I usually personally feel like I can't do anything until my house is clean. And that's a big part of my content too, because I really believe in having a clean house and DIYing your house. Like, when you DIY your life and you don't outsource things, stuff takes you a little bit more time. It just does. And in the past, sometimes I would have somebody, like a sibling who was living with me, who would do some of that stuff. And I realized, like, well, actually, like, towards the end, even when she was a little, yeah, at one time she would help me with those things. So it was a little bit easier for me, like, to just create, because I didn't have to worry about all these different tasks that I had to do to just have a very clean space. But for me, like, that's, like, really important. Like, I love to have my laundry done. I love to have my dishes done. I love to have my house clean. Like, a lot of people that come to my house are just like, wow, your house is really clean. And for me, that just makes me feel good. And I feel like maybe I'm living the embodiment. And once my dad said something that I just thought was kind of silly. He said that he thought a house should look like a magazine. Because I remember my mom was always cleaning, like, all the time. She was so good at cleaning, okay? But my dad was very picky about it. And he was like, oh, like, it should look staged in, like, a magazine at all times. And I'm not saying that my house looks completely staged or anything like that. But I don't know. I feel like something about that just kind of stayed with me, like, wanting my space to look good. And I don't think my dad was entirely wrong, because my mom's always cleaned a lot. But the thing that my dad was really into is just, like, staging a space, wanting it to look nice. Like, I kind of like what he does with art, okay? Because my dad, he draws a little bit. I'm a better artist than him, honestly. But the thing my dad is really good at is photography. And he's very good. He has a very good eye for picking photographs that he's taken, or just other things that he's found, and putting them on the wall and the arrangement. And he has an eye for that. And I've just always appreciated that about him, I guess. Like, he has a very keen eye for those things. So I try to think about it this way too, but I have my own, like, sense of style. Like, when it comes to creativity, I don't follow the trends. Like, a lot of people a couple of years ago, and I guess even still now, they're doing, like, the minimalist trend, where everything had to be more of a beige tone and very minimal. I'm not into that. I kind of call myself, like, elegant maximalist, because I love bright colors. I don't like clutter. I don't like things to be overly cluttered, but I don't like minimalism either. I like bright. Like, a lot of people, for some reason, I don't know why. I think this is true, especially in the last few years when minimalism and neutral colors became a thing. Some people seemed very jarred by me wearing bright, colorful clothes. Not everybody, but some people. And I was like, I don't know why, because I love colors and I love to paint and I love to draw and I love seeing colors. Like, I love all the colors, okay? Even neutral colors. But I am drawn to wearing bright colors with black and white complementary colors. And also, like, paintings that kind of complement that. I don't know. These are just the things that draw me in. So thanks for watching.